Hey everyone, the Suicide Fox here, bringing you another speedrun video for the Escapists on Xbox One. This video I'm going to be playing the third level, which is called Shankton State Penitentiary. Now, this level is pretty tricky in that it requires you to be very particular with your actions in order to execute the strategy you're going to see me here try and pull off. So the only thing that I'm interested in finding in any of the desks is a file, a timber, 3 duct tapes, and 3 metals. That's it. I don't need anything else. You're not going to really see me take anything else, although there's a small exception to that you'll see in a moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up, I'm going to check my desk, just taking the medicine, and going to attend morning roll call. I've messed up a bunch of runs just because I forgot to do that. I'm going to make my way down the east side of the east hallway here. And as I go down, I'm going to check these desks on my way down. It's very, very, very important on this map that while you're checking desks, you do not get caught. At least not that much. It's okay if you get caught here and there. In fact, I'm going to use getting caught to my advantage at some point a bit later in the run. You'll see here. So there I find a bunch of items. So at this point I'm like, okay, with these items in the toilet, I actually didn't need the extra timber. That was just there. So you're gonna see me just drop that off because I don't need it. I'm gonna craft the makeshift handle, which is the timber and the file. I'm gonna go back to my room. They're not gonna check my desk, so I'm gonna take as much as I can out of my desk and leave the contraband in the desk. I'm gonna have to come back later during afternoon roll call and take care of that. And you also see here that I've been placing some items in the cells after I check them. I do that to mark the cell. Usually I'll just take out a random item and just put it on the ground, and as long as it's not a contraband, it'll just stay there. The guards will never even see it. So now I made my way to the library, so I'm going to start reading. So in order for you to build a sturdy shovel, which is a combination of all those items, you need to get 80 intelligence to craft a sturdy shovel, meaning that you have to sit here and do this pretty much 50 times, and you get, I believe, it's 9 stamina for 1 reading on this level, meaning you can only do 11 at a time. So this will take you about 5 turns to complete. And with the distance from where the medic is to where the library is, and needing to go around and collect all the items at the same time, it gets tricky. So what I did here is just pretty much read until I'm out of stamina, and then I start checking the desks. I believe at this point I only really need metal and a duct tape, maybe 2 duct tapes. Right there I almost got caught with that metal. I was really quick in throwing it in the toilets. The toilets are by far the best way to hide items in this game. You could hide anything in there that you want, and the guards never check them. It'll stay there for as long as you want. As long as you don't flush, then you're okay. And even sometimes if you do flush, there have been times where I've accidentally flushed stuff, and sometimes it'll get clogged. If it gets clogged, you can pull the stuff out of there and you know, get it back and put it somewhere else. So you see here that I got sent to the medic, and I stayed in the bed until I had 100 stamina, and then I came over here to start reading. That's to maximize every turn I get going from the medic to here. Because the tactic is to read until I'm out of stamina, go check the desks until I find all the items I need, get beat up after checking the desks, go refresh my stamina, come back here and read. And you have to do all this before 2200, because at 2200 is evening roll call. If you do it after evening roll call, you won't be able to get outside the building. Now, there is another video on YouTube by a guy named Mouldy Bean, I believe it is. And he also escaped this level in one day. He did it before I did, using a very similar strategy. However, his strategy involved him getting the knocking out the guard number 5 who has the red key, making a copy of the red key, and then using that red key to exit the red doors to the east of this building here, and then digging through the wall. My strategy is a bit different in that I don't need any keys. I don't need anything except for the shovel. So at this point I have to make my way to midday roll call. Believe I might have had all the items. No, I haven't collected all the items just yet. But I'm gonna just real quick, a 10 evening roll call. I'm gonna go to my room and I'm going to craft the basic shovel here. And I'm doing this so that way I could hide everything in the toilet and continue on. So at this point I only need 2 duct tapes. I'm gonna take everything else out of my desk just to have stuff on my inventory. Right there I was kind of expecting to get caught by that guard, but he didn't see me. This other guard did, thankfully, and he came in and beat me up. So now I'm gonna respawn again in the medic, and I'm gonna stay here until 100 stamina so that way I can, as I was saying before, to maximize my output on this. And this strategy is kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie, until the very end. It gets pretty exciting at the end. It's very difficult to pull off because it requires you to really like calculate like how long things last. How Unruly Bean managed to do it and get the key, I'm not quite sure about, because in order to do a key you need 90 intelligence. So the fact that he did all that and knocked out the guard and had the key is a bit crazy. But then it's also, he had an extra about hour and a half, 2 hours to get out of the building, to get his stamina or his intelligence up as high as he needed to get out of the building. And he actually, I'm actually 2 spots above him on the leaderboard. At the end of the video, you guys see I'll get, this is a number 8 rank on the leaderboard, but only me and Unruly Bean have 2 days apparently. No one else has managed to beat it in that time. And technically speaking, we beat it on the first day. We just both escaped like, 5 minutes after midnight, which kind of technically makes it the second day. So I'm just kind of making my rounds to check all the other desks. This run's really nerve-wracking sometimes, because finding all the items, sometimes you just get unlucky and they're just not all there. So then you have to restart, and you don't really find that out until you check all these desks. So I had to go through this whole part that you're watching here maybe like 8 or 9 times before I got a run where I had everything lined up perfectly. So I believe here I find the duct tape. So now I have the 2 duct tapes I need. So I'm going to go back to my room. I'm going to craft the lightweight shovel out of the flimsy shovel. And that's just so I can't craft a sturdy shovel just yet. So I put everything in the toilet for now. So now I just need to get to reading. So you're going to see I'm going to take my pants off. Normally the cameras turn red when you do that. I don't know why it didn't there. Thankfully that guard was there to beat me up. But if you ever need the guards to come beat you up real quick, just take your pants off and run around in front of a camera, and it'll turn red. Your heat will go up like crazy fast, and eventually a guard will come over and check you out and see what's going on. At this point in the run, I'm fairly confident I'm going to get the intelligence I need in order to escape. I have all the items I need. I just need to continue to sit here and build intelligence. And just like on the jungle run, I'm actually going to build 81 intelligence, and that's only because, as I said before, sometimes you'll lose one stat randomly every 24 to 36 hours. So we don't want that to happen. I've had that happen and totally ruin an entire run, and it's not fun. So I just figure I'll spend the extra. It takes about, 11 in-game seconds, I think, somewhere around there, to read one full time. So I was just like, I'll just keep reading. Now, this map, just like all the other maps, you saw in the jungle, when I did the jungle run, that I hid a screwdriver and a guard outfit behind the library. So there are areas all over every map where you can hide stuff just kind of out in the open. I call them blind spots. There's one blind spot in this room, actually, all the way behind the last 2 beds there. You can hide some contraband. There's a blind spot at the back of the library. See that locker at the bottom there? You can hide stuff back there. But you can only hide, I think, 2 or 3 items back there. And that's a pretty good spot. You could also, on this level, hide stuff behind the wood shop, which is to the south. a little bit southwest. It's right next to where the inmates get their guests to come in. I forget what the word is for them, but they're visitors. That's the word. So when they have their visitors come in, it's like right next to that. So you can hide stuff behind that building. You could also hide stuff there's like an alleyway to the north, between the metal shop and the guard tower, or the guard rooms. There's an alley, you can hide stuff there. So if you ever need to like hide anything, the toilets are your best bet. Then you have blind spots. And then anything after that where you feel like you're going to be doing a lot of stuff where you don't want the guards to see you, or you just like to have all your stuff in one spot, or whatever you want to do. General strategies are to cut open a duct, stand on top of your desk, cut open a duct above your room, and just go up there and hide stuff. You could also, for example, on this level, chip the wall out behind your desk and do that. So right here, you see I have all the intelligence. I have all the items. I went out the north gate, because if you go out the south gate, there is a metal detector that will go off, and we don't want that to happen. So it's before 2200. I'm just making my way over to here. You're going to see the spot where I dig out is the shortest spot. It's the only spot where you can get to the outside wall without going through a fence. You cannot chip through these. You can chip through that wall to immediately to my right there, but you cannot chip through the outermost walls. You have to dig under them. So right here, you can't really see the cursor. For the Xbox One version, those that don't know, when you have a tool like the shovel, because you don't have a mouse pointer, this little icon comes up in front of your guy showing you where you're going to use the tool. So it's kind of hidden behind this wall here, if you can kind of imagine a 3D perspective a bit. So right now I'm just waiting for roll call to end. And you're probably wondering, but won't that trigger a lockdown? Yes, it will, but one, the guards won't find me, and two, I'm going to escape way before the lockdown even ends. So this is, if you did this before 2200, that north gate would be locked. So that's why it's important to do this. And then you can't obviously attend roll call, so it's kind of one or the other. So right here, the moment that lockdown triggers is technically 2300, which is technically also lights out. If you try and do this during the day, you're going to get shot or caught immediately if you're digging. Because the guard towers are still there, but at 2300, even during lockdown, the guard towers disappear. So I'm just pretty much digging like a madman. You notice there, might have noticed that I took my pants off. It's kind of like, screw you, I don't even need clothes, I just need the shovel to get out of this place. So I'm just digging like a frantic madman, trying to dig my way to freedom. Now there's a strategy I came up with that's actually slightly faster than this. It's basically the same exact thing, except that you need to find, one of the inmates needs to have a crowbar as a weapon, and you need to recruit them, send them after a guard, get them knocked out, steal their weapon, and then craft a sturdy pickaxe instead of the shovel. Because the sturdy pickaxe digs much faster than the shovel. It does, I believe, once you get underground, it does 50% a hit. So it would have dug through all those things in less than, before 2400. So right there, you're going to see my score, and in a moment, you'll see my leaderboard rank. I had a lot of fun making this run. It was very challenging to do everything very precisely like I did, and there's some leeway, obviously, with the other guy managing to do it and getting the key and everything. You can still do it. But this has been my run, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. I'm going to be doing a couple more of these videos. I have a couple, the duct tapes are forever, and the Santa DLC I have not made runs of yet, but I have strategies for them. It's just, oh man, that Santa's one. I'm going to have to knock out 2 guards to get keys. It's going to be rough. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one.